All right guys, today we're going to be running you through our quad build in this episode. Have you built a quad? What have you put on it, and what has been your favorite feature of your ATV or quad, and why would you not trade it if you already have one? I tell you what, I'm going to cover all that in that episode. Here we go. Good afternoon and welcome back to a very windy afternoon down at the beach. Today I am going to be running you through what I believe could be the best fishing quad build on YouTube, or at least it's the most suitable for me. See, many of you guys would know that I've been doing the ATV quad fishing thing for a very long time, and I've finally got my quad bike to a point where I'm very happy with it, and it's very, very kitted out for almost any situation. Today, we're running through it. I'm going to show you exactly how we've done it, and what I like most about it and what I like least about it. So to start off with, guys, of course, the quad bike that we've chosen for our build is the Segway 500. Okay, now we've chosen the Segway because after riding a lot of quads, this one was the most comfortable that we got on. And I tell you what, it's been ridiculously capable over the years so far that we've had it. That's right, we've had it for 1 year. We put a ton of kilometers on it and it's going very well. Now, I said that I was going to mention some things I dislike, so we're going to start straight away with this. One thing I do dislike, these wheels here are too small. Segway actually do a lot larger wheels for these quads, and if I had my time again, I would certainly be going for those larger wheels. There's just no question behind it. Apart from that, with this quad, it's actually a really good fun quad to ride, and it's been a super capable platform to build on. The hardest part about the build for this quad was, of course, the front of the quad, because it is so restricting. See, unlike a lot of other quads, this area here is all turning circle, okay, for the handlebars, where a lot of the other brands of quads set their handlebars back a lot further and have your front cargo tray a lot further forward. So what that meant is that I'm very restricted with how much I can do up here. In fact, I had to make sure that a narrow little piece like that was fitted, and it was fitted further forward of the tray just so I could keep my turning circle. So that was a bit of a pain in the ass. The quad itself is actually fairly fast. So we get upwards of 85 kilometers an hour on this quad, which isn't necessary. However, where I use that power is on soft beaches like this, where you can sink real fast. Now let's start from the front. What we've done is we went to BCF and we got this tray here, okay? Now what this is a bait board from BCF with the 4 rod holders. Now that's okay, but it's not something you'd put your rods in because it's mounted down to the plastic top there. It does have a bit of flex, but what we use it for is for these 2 tackle boxes here, because they fit perfectly, as you can see, down into that cradle. We run this Oki strap straight over the top, and that holds these down nice and well. Now, of course, when we're not using it, we can use it for everything else, like I could put the drone there, whatever. But these rod holders here, I do use them on the beach when I'm rebaiting, because they're fine to hold that surf rod. In fact, they're pretty bloody strong, to be honest. But I'd like to see something a little bit stronger before I completely committed to that. So that's the front of the quad. That's what we've done there. It's been a really simple piece of the quad. And yeah, that's how we intend on keeping it. We do have some Railblazer stuff that we mount to the front here from time to time, which is like a cup holder and whatnot. However, I have taken it off because although we put it on, it doesn't get used a great deal. The good thing about the front of the Segway here as well is it does have these charging ports, okay? These charging ports are quite good. We use it to charge like our phones and whatnot, and because in here, of course, we've got our little glove box, the phone's up there getting charged, as well as a few little knickknacks and a head torch. Okay, so that's really good. What we've done here is we've made a sort of makeshift backrest. Now, I don't usually carry passengers, but what this is really good for is for when I'm sitting back looking out over the water, I actually sit right back on this seat here. My feet go up over the handlebars, and that there is a beautiful, comfy spot to watch your rods. Down here, we've just got a 2 litre Yeti bottle, which gets strapped in right behind there. I don't know whether you can see it there, but around a, what do you call it, a bar. I tuck my jumper in behind here on the way down. If we come around here, what you can see we've done here is we've actually made an extended platform, which I'm going to get into in a minute. But this is actually one of my favourite parts of the build, is my bluetti. Now, I use my bluetti everywhere we go for charging everything. Now, this is just simply strapped around the hand holder there, over the top and down to the other hand holder. To get it to use, I just pull it out like that. We untuck that, and the bluetti's ready to be used. That's right, we just turn it on like that, and she's powered up and away. Now, I'll charge my phones on that all the time. I will certainly run my lights on it and so forth. It's just been a beautiful little unit to use. Now, what I've mounted here is the DJI Action selfie stick, okay? That extends all the way up, and on the top there, you'll see what looks like a camera mount. I've actually got a light that goes on that, so we can extend that right up the top there. And yeah, we've got full lighting. So, we've got the back of the quad here. What did we do? Around the back of the quad, as you can see, we needed rod holders. So we've simply just put some screws in here, drilled holes in our rod holders, so the screw goes into the hole there. And then we use a tie-down strap to hold them securely on. And these have done countless bush tracks with me now, and still holding on strong. So, what about this? Why is this so high? Let me show you. All we've got here, I'll see if I can do this one-handed. Well, no, we'll use two. Is we've got our chain onto an ocky strap. So we undo that there. Then I just keep the ocky strap onto the bag there, okay? We'll come around to the other side of the quad. And as you can see here, we've got our vexed fisherman cooler. Now this has been, because it's a hard shell, it's been exceptionally good, but we'll go back to that in a second. Okay, so we've then got this here. Now, what we do is, as you can see, sorry about the poor camera work, we've got our chain. That's the wrong one. Let's go up to that one. Okay, so we've got one chain there, one chain here. And what we got now is a full table, which is opened up for the back of the quad. Now I can build rigs on this. I can fillet fish on this. It does need another couple of coats of sealer, I know that, but it works well. And we got this here. This just, keeps everything in the back tray, this little black piece here. Okay, but yeah, I mean, look, this table here has been absolutely brilliant. What we've got to hold all our tackle is the vexed H crate here, which we've modified. So that's now permanently mounted down with the vexed H crate box there. On top, we've just got our Daiwa tackle bag, which has got all the gear we need, and we've just got that, buckled on. In here, we keep all our goodies like our lights, pliers. We put camping gear in there if we're going to be camping, and there's actually plenty of room. I mean, that's a fairly considerable size box. I'd expect close to 35 litres. So coming back around this side here, as you can see, we have got our vexed fisherman cooler, which is just held on by another tie-down strap there. We pull that off there, and then we're straight into the cooler, which holds all our stuff. Now, this thick-walled cooler here is fantastic because it keeps our bait super, super cold. Real cold. In fact, I've got to take this out the night before just to ensure that this here has defrosted my bait enough to use. The final piece of the puzzle, of course, is where we put our rods. Now, this is as simple as you like. We've literally just put our rods so they sit down into the footwell, they come up, tie down strap onto the handrail, and they sit there perfectly, okay? They just sit there perfectly and do exactly what they need to do. And as you can see, they're in there tight enough. I tell you, it's been a fun build. Although this is made out of plywood at the moment, it will be getting an upgrade to aluminium. We've literally just made this out of a, as I said, a bit of marine ply as a template. However, it's worked better than we expected, which is why it's still on the quad. I'm kind of just waiting for it to break, to be honest, but I don't know whether it will. But all in all, this holds everything absolutely perfectly. I can carry more than enough gear for myself and Earl when he comes down, and just absolutely kill it. It's yeah, it's fantastic. It's a terrific system. Anyway, guys, that's my quad build. I'm excited about it. I mean, it gets me to some super remote places that you can see here. I mean, how good is this in the middle of absolute nowhere, north of Grey, as we are at the moment. And yeah, absolutely loving it. But anyway, guys, that's my quad build. I've enjoyed it. Make sure, actually, one thing you do get if you are going to build a quad is that front winch down there. That has been really handy for us with helping other people out of bogs, other small ATVs and whatnot, but it has been a fantastic little bit. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this quad build. If you'd like to know anything more about it, please just comment below and we can answer any questions. Until the next episode, we'll catch you later.